Welcome, foolish creatures, to another episode of Hill City Paranormal. You'll hear spooky calls from our haunted hotline. Stories plucked from another dimension with tales from the beyond. Oddities galore in news from the beyond. And haunting interviews with your ghost host, Woody G. Watts. Welcome to Hill City Paranormal.
This is your host, Woody G. Watts, with another Hill City Paranormal interview. We are revisiting an old friend, Warren. Warren has called our haunted hotline several times with some spooky and unexplainable stories. So we decided to reach out to Warren and get an update on his life and what other stories have happened to him over the past year. Warren, long time no talk, man. How is it going?
Well, besides of all the random UFOs I've been seeing around my house, I don't know, but I feel great though.
Well, is that a good problem to have, or is that a bad problem to have?
I don't know if it's good or bad, to be honest with you.
Well,
I don't know whether I'm being stalked or going to be abducted. I don't know.
Either one, man. Either one. Well, Warren is a loyal listener, and we have talked with Warren a few times in the past about, I know there was a skunk ape encounter that you had, and you have called our haunted hotline and left us some crazy stories. And, you know, since it's been a while and we haven't caught up, it is a good time to catch up on some of Warren's crazy happenings, because you seem to be a magnet for paranormal activity, Warren.
Yeah.
So tell me what all's going on. Tell me what's been happening over the last year and some of your odd stories.
Well, I was sitting on my front porch here up in New York State, and I'm like, I see this like rainbow flashing light. I don't know what the heck it was. I'm looking at it. I go to run to get my camera to record it, and then next thing you know, before I start even recording, it goes to do this like cross little thing, shoots across the air and up right back up into the sky. I'm like, what the heck was that? I'm like, it was sitting there for a good 30 to 60 minutes. And I was like, What the heck is that? Then it shoots it. I thought it was a shooting star, but it was going the opposite way and shot right up into the air.
Now,
and I'm like, what the heck?
All right. When did this happen? Tell me that again. When did this happen? And tell me kind of like what you were doing that night, and like what was the weather?
Well, it was a clear, starry night. Now I was just sitting out on the front porch. It was about maybe 70, 75 degrees out. It was about maybe 10:30 at night, and I'm like, why don't I just go out, sit on the front porch, get some fresh air? And I'm sitting there, I'm looking up at the stars, stargazing, and this weird flashing light just catches my eye, like a strobe effect. Like a rainbow flashing light. Like I didn't know what the heck it was. So I'm staring at it for like a good 10 minutes. I'm like, I'm going to see if I get this on camera. But as soon as I tried to get my phone out to record, it took off. So I don't know if whatever this is knew I was going to record and it didn't want to be recorded, so it took off. I don't know.
Now,
it was just a really crazy incident.
Now, for those of you who have not heard Warren, or maybe have not heard the haunted hotline calls, tell everyone just how many sightings and happenings that you've been involved in. I guess is a good way of putting it.
Well, I've experienced everything that this hotline covers.
Yeah,
I've experienced paranormal, Bigfoot, aliens, or whatever. So I'm starting to think they're all tied into one. Like, I was rewatching a video, or not my own video, but it was on TV, called Expedition Bigfoot. How they just it was on camera. This big creature was walking, and all of a sudden just disappears. And I'm like, where the hell did it go? Then miles down the way, the prints start up again. I'm like, what the heck? So I'm starting to think they're aliens. They're all Bigfoots are aliens. That's my, pick on it.
Okay,
And
all right, so
recently.
let me back up 1 second. Okay, so this is your most recent UFO encounter was this one right here. The strobing lights, you get to recorder and they disappear. Back up and let's tell everyone about your most recent Bigfoot encounter too, because that was not too long ago as well. And then we're going to tie them all together, or how you think they're tied together.
Well, I was in Pennsylvania. We were at this dam. I forget what it was called now, but it was up in Pennsylvania, and it was on this old train trestle that was rebuilt, up to where it got destroyed because of weather. It blew over. So I was standing at doing wood knocks and calls, and then around 7 p.m. I hear this grunt and then rocks being thrown down at the end of the trestle. I heard rocks against metal or steel, whatever it was. And I'm like, ooh, what the heck is down? And I hear this grunt, like a loud grunt, like, oh, you better get out of my territory. And then the skunky odors, manures that came across. I'm like, what the heck is that? So I was trying to get down it, but you need an all-terrain vehicle to get down there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the steepness of the hill. And I could still remember to this day of that encounter with Sasquatch or Bigfoot, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And it's really scary. And I had another encounter up in Allegheny State Park with the elusive one. I call them the elusive one.
Yeah.
Where I live. Because they could just disappear at a snap of a finger. I was going fishing one day up in Allegheny State Park, and I see this big old creature stooping down at the little lake they have there in the state park, like pond or whatever, stooping down, getting water or whatever. And him or whatever it was, and I made eye contact for at least 5 minutes. We were staring at one another and just walks away. Like, what the heck was that?
Yeah.
And I tried to see where it went. I said, oh, I'm going to have guts and try to follow this thing, and it just disappeared in thin air. I'm like, I wish I would have had my camcorder at that point. They always seem to appear when you don't have anything with you.
Yes.
Like your camera or whatever.
Yep. Well, maybe that's why all the pictures are blurry, or most of the firsthand accounts, there really is no clear evidence, because it happens when people are not prepared. It's like when you least expect it, that's when you see something.
Yeah, and because I think they follow the Appalachian Trail, which goes into Allegheny State Park as well. I'm thinking this thing might have followed me from Pennsylvania to up here where I live.
Yeah.
Which is kind of scary at the same point, but maybe I made a Bigfoot friend. I don't know. Because it didn't attack me or whatever, just walked away.
Yeah. Well, how far are you?
Nothing.
So how far how far were the two sightings? One you said was in Pennsylvania, and then one is in Allegheny. What's the distance between those two?
Well, maybe an hour at the most.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It depends on how you go.
Yeah. And they are basically on the same trail, so to speak, the Appalachian Trail. Okay. So they're absolutely connected then. It's not like there's two odd spots in the middle of nowhere. These are on the same trail system, and really only an hour apart.
Yeah. And it's just really like, I just felt weird when it met eye to eye with me. It's like, what the heck would I just see? I can't unsee that.
Yeah.
If it's stooping down looking at me when it's trying to get fish or whatever, it was like literally having his squatting basically.
He made eye contact with you, or it made eye contact with you.
Yeah, whatever it was, but it was no man or creature. This thing was moving quite swiftly, if I say so for myself. And this
What
happened
was the
for about what?
What was the feeling you had when eye contact was made? And I interrupted you, but how long do you think it lasted?
It was about maybe 5 minutes. I was like, what is he going to do? Do I have to try to outrun this thing or what? And it's just like, oh, God, I don't, but thank God it just walked away. Like I wasn't going to cause it any harm or whatever. Because I think because I had respect for it, I just left it alone. I followed it at a distance, but I didn't chase it down. I have respect for these things, whatever they are.
Yeah.
Because my Native American tribe, which were the Seneca, here, and we believe in respect to these creatures. We don't go to harm them. I think that's why it didn't attack me. I think it just wanted me to know that it was there, and it's going to be there for a while.
Do you believe that it had a sense that you weren't, violent or going to even take a picture or anything like that? Do you think it actually sensed it?
It looked at me like, oh, this guy's not going to do anything, like take a picture or something. I didn't make any sudden movements because this thing would start throwing rocks if I would have. Because I've been studying behaviors of these things recently. So I didn't want to make it angry because, they get violent when they get mad.
So tell me about your research. What have you found out? So you're in the woods and this creature makes eye contact with you and you have a respect for it, but what has your research kind of taught you to be on the lookout for if this thing did get angry?
Well, you got like what my research showed, you have to be calm because it can sense that fear in you. You don't want to show fear because then they will capitalize on that. You got to, show you're tough and they'll leave you alone. That's how, in my retrospective here.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you respect their territory, they will not get violent. If you don't start taking from them or whatever, they will, not. What I usually do when I go to this pond now, right at where I seen them, I usually leave an apple or something. Then I come back to see something else there in this position of the apple. So I go there every other week. So it might be still there. Because I go fishing there in the little pond there.
Yeah.
And I check that little stump I left the apple on. And this thing, it's leaving me weird parts. Like the last time I wish I had a photo of it, but my phone went dead at the time. That's what happens when you're in nature. Or whatever, your phone can die. That's why I gotta bring an extra battery charger or whatever next time, because it left me some animal head, like a deer head or something.
Huh? It left it right where you had gifted it an apple. Yeah.
Yeah. It just left it there. I'm like, what the heck? What is it trying to show me here? Or is it just giving me a meal or something?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll go and it'll have like something else there besides the deer head. Maybe a chunk of meat, like a deer meat or something. And I'm like, whoa, what's that? So I kind of had my uncle at the time because he could tell if it's deer meat or not because I don't hunt. I fish. And sometimes I will literally find a whole trout sitting there because he caught it by hand. And stuff like that. See, how we do it is if we gift it, they'll pay in return. So if you gift something, they'll give something back, whether you like it or not. And that's how I see it.
What they feel is a good gift for you may not be what we think is a,
Yeah, like a bone or something. Like, what are we going to do? Give it to our dogs to gnaw on or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So So tell me about, so you've had numerous encounters with, with a Sasquatch or with Bigfoot gifting. You've actually looked one in the eye and made eye contact. tell me what has led you to believe that this is connected with the possible UFO sightings that you have seen, about the flashing lights and the strobe lights?
Well, ever since then, I haven't been visited from these UFOs or whatever. And once I look at it, it takes off. Like it wants me to know it's there, but once I know it's there, it takes off like it's a friend or something. Like, oh, hello, I'm here, but I gotta go. That's their way of communicating.
So you feel like it gets confirmation from you, and then once it has confirmation that you know it's there, then it leaves.
Yeah, it leaves, like, gone.
And I
asked my neighbor if they've seen it. And they said no.
And this is the strobing lights, right? The ones that you saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Outside of your window.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you seen them?
Oh, well, recently a lot, since it's snowing now, but when we had the warmer weather last week here, oh, Jay, it was a lot. When we had clear, starry nights, I would walk outside and there it is. Clear as day, and it just, boom, gone. And I'm like, what the heck? And even my mom saw it this time. And I'm like, what's going on here? So I said, do you see that light up there that's changing colors? She said, yeah. And it gets brighter every time it does show up. Like a strobe effect. And I'm like, what's going on here? At first I thought it was a drone, but no one. But I don't think it's a drone. I think it's something. And then it leads into paranormal too.
All right, so tell me about the paranormal aspect.
Well, since my dad passed away, I've been seeing apparitions of my father here in this house.
Okay.
And he didn't even die here. Like I was sitting on my couch with my dog, and I see my dad leaning up against this post here. And he looks at me and then just vanishes. So every time I see that UFO, that happens. So I don't know what's going on. To be honest.
So every time, so there's a direct relationship with when you see the strobing lights and then they vanish. How soon do you have the paranormal experience? Is it right after, or is it right before? Is it that night, the next night? Like, tell me the timeline.
It's about maybe 2 hours later, because I usually, when it's warm out, I sit outside for 2 hours, basically. So 10 to midnight. And then it happened. I'm laying in bed, and I start to hear my parents' door open and close. I'm like, did you go in there last night, or did you come in and out? And she said, no. And I'm like, what the heck was that then? She heard it too. And she heard blatant footsteps here. So it's not just me hearing this. It's my mother. And one night she couldn't sleep because of it. And then random televisions are turning on in the middle of the night.
Has she?
To my dad's favorite shows.
Oh, okay.
Like for example, my dad loved the Impractical Jokers.
Yeah.
And that was on. And then my dad loved watching politics. That turned on. So I don't know, like ever since I seen that Bigfoot or whatever, then I see that, and then spirits are happening here. And no one died in this house.
Yeah.
So
has your mom actually seen like the image of your dad? Has she seen anything like tangible, or did she heard footprints?
Well, she's heard him laughing when he's watching the show. Like one day she asked me if I lifted up. We have an automatic couch, electric couch that lifts up. You just push a button and the leg comes up, and it was randomly up. And she said, "Did you do that?" And I'm like, "No." I was sound asleep at that point. So she put it down, and then it was back up again. And Then I'm like, then because one night she wasn't even here because she had to stay at work late. And I'm sitting here and the TV's on, and I hear laughter down here, and my dog's going crazy. And people say that dogs and cats can see spirits. So I'm wondering if my dad is here, and then now, which is my car now, my dad's car, when I go to start it up, because it doesn't have plates on it right now, I can only go start it up. It smells like coffee, which was my dad's favorite beverage. And we tried to put an air freshener in it to see if that would help. Nope. And I go in there, and she don't even smell it either. When she gets in, the smell's not there. When I get in, the smell's there, like stronger than ever, like a fresh cup of coffee brewed. And it's been happening ever since that encounter with the Bigfoot about a year ago. Like my dad all of a sudden got sick, then he passed on, to heaven or whatever, and then all this starts happening.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the Sasquatch or Bigfoot was trying to show me a sign of what was going to happen.
So he got sick. He got sick shortly after you had you locked eyes with one.
Yeah, and he was picked up via an ambulance, and it turns out he had a heart attack. And then it was downhill from there. And then he passed away the day before Halloween, which was kind of strange too. And that would be October 30th of 2020. And at 4:00 nonetheless. And for some reason, whatever it is, it keeps reminding me of the time. And now, at every time I kind of get this determination at this time of 4:00 in the afternoon to do something. And I don't know what it is yet. I can't put in exactly that time I hear his voice, because it's kind of funny. I was the last person he spoke to him before he passed away.
Yeah.
And then now I'm having all these paranormal activity, and that I can't explain, to be honest with you. I believe in all that, but I can't explain it. Like, I'm the one that goes out and does Bigfoot research. I don't call it hunting. I call it research.
Sure.
But I don't know the paranormal, but and we have this thing here, stereo, the CD player, and sometimes my dad's favorite my dad's favorite tones come on, or tune, should I say?
Yeah.
He would always call it tones. I love how you put on my favorite tone. That's how he spoke. Back in the day in the 50s, they used to call music tunes or tones.
Sure.
Oh, I love that tone of music. So, but he would play Smokey Robinson and stuff like that. And I'm like, what's that? And this would happen in the day too. So, like, it was, and it recently happened too, like 2 days ago.
Yeah. So tell me, before you had the Sasquatch experience, encounter, like, what were your thoughts on the paranormal, UFOs, and Squatch? I know that we're going to get into what your team does, but like, what was your thoughts before you had the encounter?
Well, I didn't really I believed in them, but at first I'm like, what the heck are they? Are they an animal on Earth, or are they an alien or whatnot? Or are they a spirit? It just in physical form, because they can come and go as they please. And now with my research I've been watching, I don't know if you ever heard the show or any of your listeners heard of it, called Mountain Monsters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I sure have. Yeah.
And it's actually pretty cool. I've been watching the Bigfoot episodes, and let me tell you, those can get violent if you watch it close enough. They can actually go about throwing rocks at you and then the one can paralyze you and brain control you. That's the one I'm not going after.
So you think that they have they could have some mental power, telekinesis over you if they lock eyes and they think that you're a threat?
Yeah, that's why it didn't do anything to me when I locked eyes with it. And what it's done is that I have back issues. It tried to heal me with whatever it was trying to do. Because for a couple of days, I didn't have pain, which was unusual. So I was walking around, I'm like, where's this pain I'm so used to having in my lower back? And I'm like, what the heck is this? I don't feel any pain. Then once I went away a distance for that time, the pain just started coming to again. So I think it tried to heal me. So I think there are some of them are good and some of them are bad. So in the spiritual realm.
What makes you believe that one was trying to heal you or may have healed you, and then your dad got sick? What made you jump to that, not conclusion, but what makes you believe that he would get sick and that he would heal too? What could have caused that?
Well, maybe my dad maybe how I'm thinking of it, maybe my dad, because my dad said something years ago that made sense, and it's all coming together. He said he wouldn't pass away until I was happy and pain-free. So maybe whatever this Bigfoot was a spirit, and it came into that form of a Bigfoot or whatever, and was trying to heal me, and my dad sacrificed himself for my healing.
Okay, so I see. All right, so you're saying that your train of thought right now is that, all right, so Sasquatch to you is more of a spiritual being. They have spiritual aspects. So he healed you, and then by you actually being healthy and happy, then your father could then pass. And it may not have been that the Sasquatch or spiritual being made him sick. It was that he healed you, therefore releasing your father.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It took my father's spirit away from him. Because I noticed because he was, like, when he was getting into that back of that ambulance that now I'm thinking about, he was apologizing, kept apologizing for something. He knew that he was going to die. And he saw his good friend Tom.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Dad, don't say that you're not going to die. And all of a sudden, my mom comes home from Pennsylvania, and it's kind of funny. He died in Pennsylvania when I first had that first Bigfoot encounter, not far from there.
Mm. Have you always been from that area, or did you move there?
See, I've been in New York for a while.
Yeah.
For my entire life in this general area in New York, the Buffalo, Erie County area. And then when my dad was transferred down to a rehab facility, and after his open heart surgery was getting better, and all of a sudden his health declined. And I'm thinking what happened is that, like I said, is that Bigfoot was a spirit that I saw, or it could be an actual Bigfoot that I did see, but it was a spirit controlling it.
Yeah.
Like an angel. Angel.
Okay.
And was controlling it to let me know something was going to happen. And I didn't want to believe it. It said to me, and now it's been more and more clearer now since my father did pass. And it's hard to even say that, but sometimes I feel like that he's not gone. Like his body's not here, but his spirit is still here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, my encounters, and maybe my dad is here, but not physically.
Yeah. Because
sometimes I don't feel like I'm alone. Sitting there, I'm like, who is that next to me? Like I'm seeing an outline of a figure. Maybe my dad is trying to reach out to me somehow. And it's just like, his health was deteriorating last year around this time. And then all of a sudden I had that encounter at the Allegheny State Park. And then he gets transferred into Pennsylvania right where I had an encounter. And then he dies. So with all that pieced together, I'm thinking that Bigfoot brought him to Pennsylvania. To get up because this creature knew I couldn't deal with seeing my dad in person pass away.
Okay.
In Pennsylvania, the state of Pennsylvania had some rules. Only one person could go in, even if they were deathly ill. So I couldn't go and see him on his last days, but I did get to talk to him. And he said some things. He said, I'll always love you. I want you to remember that. And then all of a sudden, he didn't respond to anything else after that. I just, I can't just unhear that. And then all of a sudden, he didn't say anything for 2 days, and then he passes away. It's just like unsettling when I think about it, because of how he said it. He knew something was going to, and he said it right before he got put back on the ventilator. And he wasn't, I don't think he was ready to die exactly, but he wanted me to get better. So I think he made a deal with a spirit of some sort.
And then the spirit took a form.
His body.
Yeah, and then then you believe that the spirit took a form of something that you would respond to, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, or that you would recognize and not. Yeah. So tell me. Tell me more about how this because we talked a little bit before. Tell me how this has led your team. I know COVID kind of messed up your team being able to investigate, but you've gotten some new gear that all these happenings that's in your life, and I am so sorry to hear about your father, but like they've led you to further investigate the paranormal or the unexplained, correct?
Yes, and what we're going to do, we're going to go right back to Pennsylvania when I had that first encounter to see if we can get in touch with this certain Sasquatch or Bigfoot. Then we're going to go up to, it's going to take a while, maybe the whole summer. What we're going to do from Pennsylvania upwards, we're going to go all the way up the trail and try to get in touch with this thing, this Bigfoot or whatever. Try to communicate with it a little bit to see what he did and what's going on, to get some resolution.
Yeah. Well, what's some of the new equipment you were telling me you've gotten a bunch of new equipment to do this? I mean, right? Some new stuff that could help you out in the hunt.
Yes, I have I'm getting soon an infrared camera with binoculars that actually, you can have night vision on it too. But then also I'm getting is the thermal imager, and to see at night, see anything that has a temperature, like a body heat.
Sure.
And so I'm going to use my dad's spirit as a guide to guide me through those night investigations. I don't want to kill this thing. I just want some answers. I want some clarification. That's what my team's out to do. We're gonna be armed just in case we run into some animals, but other than that, we're not gonna kill this thing. We're gonna have respect for them, because some people go out to hunt them just to prove that they exist. Oh, look, I got this body. No, that's not what we're there to do. We're there to prove that they exist, but also show them the respect that they deserve.
Yeah,
they're creatures just like anything else. You don't see, there's poachers out there, but you don't see people just shooting, like normal people like me going out to shoot a bear or something. I have respect for all this wildlife that's going on, not just Bigfoot. And I think Sasquatch can be, certain types of Sasquatches can be shapeshifters into different figures to just hide itself. I think that's the other thing that they can do. Because on that show I was telling you about, that they saw this big creature walking, and all of a sudden it's gone, but then they see another creature. And now they're starting to travel in packs too now.
Mm.
They form little gangs.
So tell me, hypothetically, you're out there with your team. You've got this new gear that's going to make it easier to kind of see things. So you're hopefully not, too startled. What are you going to do if you encounter one? Like, what's your initial, what are you hoping to get from the encounter? A feeling, what's your end goal if you stumble upon one, or if one stumbles upon you?
I want to find some resolution, and in fact, I don't want any of the money that they give you for the videos. I just want to have clarification on what happened and what's happening. Not I want actually a clear picture of this thing. So then I could say, oh, I did have an encounter with this thing, and I don't know what it's doing, but yeah, for example, whatever it did, I was sick. I think it healed me. It tried to heal my back, but it healed other things about me that were back in Allegheny State Park. Because I've realized random things are starting to happen, reshaping itself in my life. Now things are starting, my dad is visiting in my dreams. Now, this guitar that I saw in my dream is now sitting up in my room. And I don't even know how it got there, to be honest with you. I was dreaming about it with my dad buying it for me, and all of a sudden sitting there in a box. It's just I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. That's why I want to get in contact with the specific Bigfoot or another Sasquatch or whatever it is, so then I can, see what's going on. Maybe they have the answers.
Sure.
Maybe they're past spirits of natives. If you think about it, because they seem to be on land that are Native American land mostly. That's the other thing in my studies. I've been, they've been wherever deer are, but that's the other thing. They've been on the Seneca Nation and all these other tribe territories where they're protected. They don't seem to be anywhere out of those realms. So I'm starting to think they're these creatures that are friends of the Native Americans, I think. Because I had a couple meetings with my tribe and everything. And pretty soon I found out I'm the next, in about maybe 10 years, I'll be the tribe chief of the Seneca Nation up here.
Okay.
And they respect all wildlife and creatures. And I mentioned Bigfoot. And the kind of funny thing is, one of our casinos that we have up in the Seneca Nation, there's a Bigfoot standing there, like a fake one.
Of course, yeah.
Like a puppet or something. like a homemade one.
Yeah, okay.
Just standing there. And we do have a store up in Lake George, New York. That's the next adventure that we're going to go on after we get in contact with this creature, because Lake George, I went up there last year, and it's kind of funny. It led me there. Whatever this Bigfoot did, but it led me to Lake George, and I found all this Bigfoot stuff. In every store, there was Bigfoot merchandise. I'm like, maybe it's leading me somewhere. Maybe it's trying to guide me in my life. Maybe, who knows, that specific Bigfoot could be my guardian angel of some sort. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Because it's been guiding me, because my dad was alive at that point, and we all went to Lake George, and I got to spend more time with my mother. She's been busy at work, but I got to spend a lot of the time with my mother. And one of the last trips I went on with my father after that encounter. Then it led me to the Lake George in the village. It's a beautiful village. I loved it as a kid. And COVID made it no difference to me. Yeah, I love Lake George, to be honest with you. no matter what's open and what's not. I like just the scenery. I think it wanted me to spend time with my father during his last month on this earth. I think whatever this being was sending me messages, because my mom said to me one day, oh, what trip you want to go on? Or where do you want to go camping? I said, what about Lake George? And she made the reservations and we went to Lake George. So I'm starting to think we were meant to go there to see all this stuff. And it's just, spend time with my father before he got sick. Even though he didn't feel well, he still got up and did things just to spend time with me. And I started to feel this strange feeling that something was going to happen when we got back. And it just, sometimes, I think I'm alone, but then the other times I don't think I'm alone.
Yeah.
Like for example, I think my dad's sending me messages, and it's still paranormal. Whether people believe it or not, what I've been seeing, like for example, my dad's car, which is not my car, I smell coffee and other people don't. Because my dad loved drinking coffee and eating donuts in that car. And he just says, sending me messages. I even talked to his brother, and he believes in that too. Of spirits coming down to say hello from time to time. And I learned something about the car that I never knew, which is kind of strange.
Yeah. And
it's a 7-year-old vehicle. It's a 2014 Chevy Impala. And it was just, it's a beautiful car. And I think I was meant to have it, to be honest with you, because my dad got it, and then now I have it. We were going everywhere in it. My dad wanted to take me places in it all the time. Yeah. And now I have the car. And pretty soon that's going to be the Bigfoot mobile.
Well, you sound like you're on a mission. And I want to first be careful when you're out there, always, but promise me that you will update us on what you find out with your new gear, and I'll call it your spiritual journey out there. Keep us updated, Warren. I want to know, what you experience out there, if you have any more, odd encounters, but be careful out there, and you promised to update us, right?
Yes, and the one thing I do when COVID's over, I offer you to join us on an expedition.
Oh, I will gladly take you up on that, friend. I will take you up on that, I promise.
Be sure to check out our website at hillcityparanormal.com and call our haunted hotline at 701-HAUNTED. That's 701-428-6833. With your spooky tale, we're dying to hear it. Thank you for listening to Hill City Paranormal.